Well, I think a couple of the things that immediately spring to mind is how do you manage simple things like leave? How do you manage your performance? How do you manage changes in data information? Who looks after all of that? If you don't have somebody in place, chances are that maybe if you're lucky in a small organization to have a PA, maybe that person is doing it. Alternatively, it could be the CEO or the founder that is actually having to manage a lot of this. And it becomes quite a compliance risk as well, because there's obviously data issues that spring forth and types of information that is required by government. In terms of, paying over certain things for taxes or providing certain types of information. And a lot of this needs to be managed, although on an ad hoc basis, because the less employees you have, the less frequently that will likely happen, but it does need to be managed and it does need to be looked after. And certainly when you're small, having a full-time HR person or an HR administrator you don't necessarily have budget for that. But it is important to be able to have this and have this looked after. And I think this is, some of the things that do get probably swept between the cracks and get lost along the way until there becomes an issue. And you might be going along, and everything's fine, and then you might have a labor issue. And how do you deal with that? Because you maybe don't have all the right paperwork in place. And I think these are some of the kind of day-to-day things that small businesses need to be aware of, and they need assistance.